Now, celebrated financial advisor Paul Kofi Mante is with me this morning. He has a project coming up this weekend I'm going to tell you about, together with his beloved wife. This is Linda Mante. Something great is going to happen. But before all that, I mean, I cannot have, the guru come in here this morning and not talk about finance. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
I'm good. Very well.
Let me say this, okay? So I think when we spoke, COVID was still doing its thing. By God's grace, let me see. I think the sound, I'm not really. By God's grace, we're still alive. Can I hear you? Get perfect.
Sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
by God's grace, we're still alive. And so anyone I meet after COVID, anyone I met during COVID, I say congrats. It's a thing I do here. Congrats, say it to me at Nasiabedu this time, because it wasn't easy. We lost a lot of people. A lot of businesses crashed. By God's grace, we're here today witnessing a new era. There's a new, wind blowing. When you walked in, you mentioned the fact that things are picking up. These are things I want to hear. So welcome.
Thank
and
you.
congrats on behalf of wife and for staying alive.
Thank you. And we don't take it for granted at all. I mean, we know people who couldn't make it through COVID. So if we're still alive, we don't take it for granted.
Great. You've been in the business for so long. I'm sure you've answered this question so many times. I want us to get straight into business this morning. We hear financial literacy. We hear taking control of your finances as people. But when you want to explain the concept to an average person, what would you describe as the first step? What is the very first step in taking over your finances? I'm here today as a radio presenter. I get paid. I make money. If after this conversation I decide that I'm going to heed to your advice to take charge of my financial, my financial well-being and gain some independence, where do I start from?
Well, I think the first and the most important thing is to know where you are at the moment.
Perfect.
It's important to know where you find yourself now. And I want to be practical here. I think the year 2006, I asked myself one important question. If I didn't have to work from today, how many months, how many years can I still live my normal life without salary? Okay. And then I started putting the pieces together. What investment do I have? Do I owe anybody? In 2007, I did what I call the computation of net worth, where you put all your assets together, you put values to it, you look at your liabilities if you own anybody. If you owe anybody, when I did it, it was negative. The loans were higher than all the things we had in the world, with lender. So once we knew that this is where we are, what it technically meant was that if we sold everything in the world, we will still not have enough to pay for the loans we had. So 2007, we decided that, look, we need to clean up. So by December 2008, we had cleaned up. Yes. And we had positive. But right from that time, I also gave myself some targets that we started working towards. So I think the beginning is to be clear where you find yourself now. Once you know where you find yourself now, you also need to be clear where you want to be. Where you want to be. And when you are clear when you want to be, you set the targets for yourself. Then, traditionally the thinking has been that, when you go to school, you get a degree, you find a good job, you work, secure benefit, you go on retirement when you are old. It belongs to the old school. It doesn't work in the year 2025 and beyond. Now you need to think financial literacy. You need to learn how to manage your finances so that you are able to do three important things. Number one, you are able to save. Savings means deferred consumption, money not spent. But it's not enough to save, because if you had 10,000 Ghana cedis and you kept it for 5 years, when you check, you will still have 10,000. But the purchasing power of the 10,000 would have gone down. So it's not enough to save. Beyond savings, to protect the value of the money, you need to invest. Investment means committing that money to work for you to generate some decent returns. And the reason why you want to invest, don't invest in a vacuum. The reason why you want to invest is that you want to gain financial freedom. You want to get to a point where you are financially independent. What do I mean by financial independence? And it's something we keep talking about. It's that stage in life where with or without a salary you can live the life you want to live. And when you want to break it down simply, so for example, somebody who needs 10,000 cedis every month for their desired lifestyle. Now, if this person has 1 million Ghana cedis in investment, and it's nothing complicated. You have $1 million Ghana cedis in investment, and you can get an average interest of 18% on your $1 million Ghana cedis. That gives you 180,000 a year. If you divided that by 12, that gives you something like 15K every month. So you need 10,000, you are getting 15K. At this point, with or without salary, you can live. So you want, and what you need to become financially independent depends on your own desired lifestyle. In other words, for one person, maybe 2,000 Ghana cedis. For the another person, maybe 100,000 Ghana cedis. So it's important to be clear what you need, what will make you comfortable for the lifestyle you desire, and you start working towards it. And once you start working towards it, and I mean, we have a number of young people listening to us. When you mention this 1 million, and it looks so huge.
Yeah.
But you will need time, and you build it up little by little. Little by little, you can build up something decent for yourself. I have been doing this for a little over 2 decades. So I've lost count of the number of testimonies and positive vibes. But one of my favorites is from a teacher. They had a retreat in 2016. A school retreat for teachers, and I happened to be one of the speakers, and I went to talk to them about financial independence. And this mathematics teacher followed up and said, look, that thing looks too good to be true. Are you sure about what you are saying?
He had doubts.
I said, okay, no problem. Let's build an Excel model together. So I built an Excel model with him so he can understand how the money flows and grows into your first million and beyond. And so we talk twice a year, once a year we'll talk, and then he will share the progress he's making. But I'll show you something to make it even more interesting to our listeners. He sent this WhatsApp to me on the 25th of May. Okay.
Am I permitted to read it?
Yeah, you can read it.
So it says, bless you, director. I'm indebted to you for opening my eyes on the power of compounding. I just realized that what you have been saving, as what you've been saying, money works harder than us. I just realized what you've been saying, money works harder than us. I just decided to check my interest for the month, and even though today is the 25th, I have made 62,300 Ghana cedis already. Still about 5 days to go. Incredible indeed. Money works harder than us. I am grateful. My daily returns has shot up almost 2,500 Ghana cedis each day averagely. Grateful, sir. I am still building up and topping up each month. Seriously, thank you. I've read it myself.
So I mean, and so you keep getting these messages, and it encourages you.
So it's real time.
Oh yes. And he started in 2016, but you see, we were talking about COVID. He had a major breakthrough during COVID because he's a teacher and schools were closed down. He had the opportunity to be doing a number of these online,
the virtual classes.
And he made some good money at that time. And since then, I mean, and he's still in his 40s. When you do the projects, he's still teaching.
I mean, the figures he's mentioning, the average Ghanaian won't even get now.
Yes, but you see, it won't happen overnight.
Yes.
You need to, you see, financial freedom is not a sprint. It's a marathon. Minimum 5 years. You give yourself minimum 5 years, and you build up little by little. You can build up something very decent for yourself. And we've seen young people in their 30s, early 40s who started the journey, and little by little. I'm not saying that it's going to be easy, because you need to make some major sacrifices.
Exactly, that was what I was going to get to.
You need to make some major sacrifices in order to find the money to invest, because you see, the salary is never enough. It doesn't matter how much people earn. There is a law called the Parkinson Law. The Parkinson Law explains why most people will retire poor, even after earning substantial income through their working years. It states that no matter how much people earn, they will always adjust their lifestyle to match their salary. And there's a classical experiment I did, I think in Takwa. I spoke to a church, a big church, and I asked them how many were not investing because the salary was not enough. I keep telling them, so the salary is not enough, so you are not able to invest. Let me see by hand.
The salary is not saving you.
If the salary is not saving you, can't take you home. Let me see by hand. Guess what? Almost everybody in the church auditorium. So I did a follow-up question. How many of you believe that if your salary is doubled from today, now it will be enough and you can save and invest? All the hands went up. I call 10 people at random, and I am a guest speaker, so I don't even know the people. So I call, you come. They came in front, and I give them pieces of paper, and I ask each person to write their current salary for me. The lowest income earner among the 10 was earning 350 cedis a month.
Okay.
350 cedis a month. For some reason, in his mind, if it is doubled to 700, that will be a major breakthrough, and now he will have enough to save and invest. But among the 10 of them, one was earning 5K.
And so that's way.
But he also thinks that it's not enough. Yeah. One was earning 11K.
And his was not even enough.
The highest income earner among the 10 was earning 20K a month. So the guy earning 20K thinks that it's not enough. The guy earning 350 cedis thinks it's not enough, because the lifestyles are completely different. You know, the guy earning 350K is doing the bend down boutique. The guy earning 20K is probably
working at the mines or somewhere.
Yes, flying Dubai, UK. You know, there are people who just travel to go and shop and come back. So the salary is never going to be enough until you learn to put something away every month.
And that's discipline.
And that is discipline.
Okay.
That is discipline. And because I know that a number of young people also listen to us, look, once you are 18, you are an adult. So don't tell me I'm a student, I don't make money. You need to ask yourself, how can I make money? And we've been doing this over the years, and those who have followed, I know people who have sat in our sessions. So a guy who is still a student, who is running a laundry on the side. You know, people are students, but they are doing some side gigs. They are doing a few things here and there. Because at the end of the day, money is major. Everybody must measure money. You know, it doesn't matter your background. It doesn't matter what you do. Money is major. Everybody must measure money. So I encourage everybody listening to us to pay attention to this conversation. Learn to put something away every month. And your target must be financial freedom, financial independence. And let me put the conversation in context. We don't talk about financial freedom, financial independence. So we have some lazy young people who are rich, who don't need money and they are not doing anything. We are talking about financial freedom, financial independence, so people can have a choice on what they do with their lives. Money does not become the motivation. So we don't encourage anybody that makes money and you are there, you are lazy, you are doing nothing. No.
It's a lifestyle change. It's up here.
Exactly. And you can spend your time doing things that are fulfilling, that may not financially be rewarding. Money may not come by, you sleep sound at night. But you need to lift life to a certain level that gives you the space to be able to do that. You know, and I know young people don't like stress. You don't like stress. Build financial freedom.
The new generation, they don't like stress. Now you've been at this for over 2 decades, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm sure the trends and the caliber of people. In fact, the generation changes all the time.
Yeah.
In these recent years, what are some of the biggest misconceptions you've come across? You just cited a very good example. The fact that when financial freedom comes in, people think, I'm just there. Maybe some inheritance money come. I just put the money away. Financially, I'm free. What are some of the misconceptions you meet day to day in your work as a financial advisor? What are some of the things young people our time are carrying and bearing, which you think may lead them into their downfall, lead them to a bad place if care is not taken? The misconceptions.
It's a loaded question. I think the major challenge is this unhealthy competition. People live for others. And I think that it's the biggest challenge with the young generation. They live to impress, So people are living above their means, even when they cannot afford it, because they need to impress. People need to know that then they. So you meet a young lady who is on a salary of 2,000 cedis, but she's wearing Brazilian hair.
But how much is your? Come. Don't worry, don't run.
This is not a stray bullet.
It's not a stray bullet. We are just using it as an example. Come closer. Delphina, come. Oh, come. Delphina, come. Hold my hand. Come here, my sister. Come. Let me talk to you for a minute. Come. Okay. Dr. Bosso, this is Delphina. Delphina, listen, I'm not many in sound, but Utimini is saying.
Which one?
This one you're wearing.
This I got a couple of years ago. So.
How much?
Say 2K.
2K. Around that time, you said 2 years ago, how much were you earning? And go ahead, go. Doc, it's true. What you're saying is true.
So you see, young people cannot be financially independent until they declare self-independence. And don't get me wrong, it's good to live a good life, and I like good things, but if you cannot afford, you cannot afford. The beautiful thing about life is if you make the sacrifices early enough, you create the space to also enjoy your money. And when I talk about financial planning, I mean, if we're focusing on financial planning just to make her life comfortable and then she can smile, she's looking too serious for me in the studio. You know, when I talk about financial planning, I talk about 5 important areas: retirement planning, housing, having your own house, children's education. If you have children or you're going to have children, giving back to society, very important. Being a blessing to other people, putting a smile on the faces of other people. And for you, I also talk about number 5, which is high life. Make money and chop some.
Yes.
Enjoy life.
You deserve it.
Yes, enjoy life. But you need to plan for it. It's as simple as that. You need to plan for it. You know, we are at the point where people even take loans to marry.
True.
And I've met so many of them. Beautiful wedding. Everybody is excited about the wedding, but it's a bank loan. So we get home and we are starting our marital life in a pit. Because we need to climb up. We need to finish paying.
You need to fill that gap.
You need to fill that gap before you start.
And life is not waiting.
I mean, I do a lot of marriage and relationship counseling with my wife. Young people who come, you try to flash the nonsense out of the eye.
It doesn't work.
You don't have a land. You want to go and do wedding dinner, you know. And those who listen, I am happy to say a number of people who come through counseling within the first 5 years of their marriage. They are done with their first house. They are living in their first house because they don't marry to impress anybody. They do what they can afford. So I think the biggest challenge for the young people is this unhealthy competition. People are driving what they cannot afford. People are wearing what they cannot afford. You know, be yourself. It's as simple. Be authentic.
Yeah. No, so let me ask one question, okay? We keep mentioning sacrifice. I mean, it's something you personally had to do in 2007 to offset this entire career and, of course, to live the life you've always wanted to live. How important, you know, even in our time, is the power of sacrifice? Which role does sacrifice play in a man or a woman's ability to gain financial freedom?
Well, you see, once we're talking about money, once you have money, there are several options available. Okay. But what do you do with the money? What we call the opportunity cost. You want to buy a Z food. You want to buy the latest iPhone. You want to buy the Brazilian hair. You want to buy this. You want to buy that. You also want to invest. So the whole idea about sacrificing is that the thing you desire that you could have used the money to do, because of the long-term financial freedom.
Please, Doc is on radio.
Yeah.
They are listening to you. Please, he's working.
Yes, I'm on radio. I'm on YFM. Yes. So for the long-term financial freedom you want to gain. So you said, I'm not buying the phone now. I am waiting. But you see, the thing is, and you can laugh over this. I was talking to a group and I told them that there are some shops, if you are not disciplined, don't enter. When you are walking in town, the shop is on your left. When you get there, you say, eyes right, and then you pass. But you see, if you practice what we are discussing now, you will get to a day that you enter that same shop. And you can pick whatever you probably even go with your driver waiting in the car, and you can pick whatever you want to pick and pay for it, and it will not stress you.
You won't feel it.
You won't feel it. So sacrifice is so important if we want to gain financial freedom. And it's not just financial freedom. In every area of life, all people who accomplish make some sacrifices, whether it's in the media, whether it's in academia, in the banking. All the people who get to the top at the point would have to make some sacrifices. It may be a sacrifice of your sleep, of your comfort, but something got to give for what you want to achieve.
You also mentioned one of the reasons behind our current generation are really gaining the freedom they need financially is the fact that they try to live beyond their means. Okay, now if I'm earning something small or something average in my space and my expenditure always supersedes what I earn. Maybe it's by desire. Maybe it's my mere taste in designer clothing, which ideally, when you look at, isn't very bad. When it comes to having multiple streams of income, at what point is it healthy? At what point is it right for one to seek to find multiple streams of income? And what advice would you give young people? I'm asking this because now you can get a job, and then the requirements for the job expect you to be there a certain number of hours. People can do online, people can do while they still do this. What kind of advice do you give young people our time, especially when it comes to multiple streams of income? The general perception that comes up is that shops be 2, 3, 4. We see the older generation do it. But in our current dispensation, with the advent of technology, after COVID, all that, what would you, in your capacity, advise young people to do in picking up multiple streams of income to balance with their desire for the things they desire for?
So the first thing I want to say is young people need to understand that your financial future is in your own hands. So don't be waiting for somebody to do you a favor. You need to take charge and say that, look, I want to fix my finances and I want to gain financial freedom. So it starts with you. So if you are working and the salary is not enough and all that, I don't expect you to be there just hoping and praying that something will happen. You know, I was in the church last 2 weeks, a Sunday morning. Spoke on financial freedom, and I called a lady. I asked them to give a microphone to a lady in the congregation, and I think I took out 50 Ghana cedis, and I told the lady that I want to give these 50 Ghana cedis to somebody, and I want to give it to you. Shout and say, I receive it. And she shouted, I receive it. I said, you are not shouting enough. And he kept shouting, I receive it. He kept shouting until somebody walked to me and took the money. And she was there shouting. And that is especially the religious folks. Be careful. They are in church.
And listen, don't take offense in this, because you know, Mr. Paul is a very religious man too, so he knows what he's saying.
Look, I'm an elder in church.
Good, let them know.
I preach in church.
Let them know.
I am the area deacon for Kasua
Let them know.
area. You know, so I am active in church.
Yes.
But I'm practical. I am a practical Christian.
You're a realist.
Yes, I am a practical Christian. You can fast and pray and still die of hunger. If not, the prayer warriors in our churches will be the richest people. But when you see them, you look at them. So it's not enough to pray, beyond praying. And you see, I will respond to your question, but you've diverted it a bit, but it's important to deal with this.
Yes.
Money is irrational. Money is neutral. In fact, money does not know a righteous person from an unrighteous person. Money does not know a believer from an unbeliever. So if you say, I am a believer, and there is money, there is opportunity, there is business, and you are there praying and fasting and shouting, I believe it, I believe it, I believe it, I receive it, and you don't take any steps. Charlie, I didn't know you know the Bible. Yeah, faith without works is dead.
It's dead.
You know,
you need to act on it.
You need to act on it. So don't sit down and the salary is not enough, and you are not acting. You got to do something.
And you have other skills.
It may mean you may have to quit and look for another opportunity. It may mean that you have to upgrade yourself so that you can
earn better or get better.
Yes.
It may mean you may have to sacrifice and do an extra one.
Yes, but the ultimate one is that everybody needs to have beyond one income.
Well said.
If your salary is your only source of income, you are a step away from poverty. The least you can do is to create additional sources of income. You see, imagine income as a table or like a table. I want you to imagine, if you are listening to us, look at income like a table. And imagine a table with only one leg.
That's technically not a table. I mean, it would call itself a table, but it's not a table.
Exactly. If something happens to that one leg, it is gone. If you have a table with 10 legs, one leg can break. The
rest are holding it.
The rest will be holding it. So there is nothing wrong with having one income, But after today, there is everything wrong with limiting your income to one source. You need to think about what else you can do. But we also need to qualify this. You never use your employer's time to make your own money.
Thank you so much.
It's unethical, it's unchristian, it's unprofessional.
Thank you so much.
So don't let somebody employ you, and the time you need to work for your company or your employer, then you are using it to do your side gig. But the time that is available to you, by all means, I encourage you.
Exactly.
Think about what you can do in addition to the 8 to 5. You know, I know a banker who is also a DJ.
Oh, yes.
He's a banker, but he's also...
Aitego is a DJ and a banker.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. I know a lot of them. Yeah, Fire also worked. I think had a Samsung shop and was still DJing. I know a lot of guys. You know, I know MCs, plenty of them.
Yeah.
DJ Nice is a teacher. You know, plays music. Just do something.
Obi Amponsa is
yes, a medical doctor. Clemento Suarez works at the British High Commission, but is a comedian as well.
You know,
Yeah.
I have a friend who has 3 master's degrees. Big corporate woman. If you don't book an appointment, you cannot see her. But at the point after all this discussion, she realizes that no, I need to do something more. So she goes to learn how to do interior decor, and now she does all these rentals on the side. One day I had lunch with her. She was telling me that weekend she had a deal to close that weekend, and that will make her 60,000 Ghana cedis one weekend.
And she has the power to even reinvest what she earns from elsewhere into her own business.
So, because young people listen to us, let me make an important statement.
Please do.
Nobody should ever think that because I have gone to university, this is too low for me. It's pride. I have gone to university, so I cannot sell. I've gone to university, so I cannot be a DJ. I've gone to university, so I cannot be an MC. I've gone to university, so I cannot be an Uber driver. I've gone to university. It's see yourself at the level where you don't belong. Money is not in suit and tie. Money is where you make you roll up your sleeves and you get yourself dirty. So creating multiple streams of income may mean that you do. There was a day, I don't remember exactly what happened, and I had to pick Uber, but the driver spoke so well, so I decided to engage this guy. And this guy has a master's degree, who works in I won't mention the name of the organization here, but he's on leave, and he's doing something on the side to make some extra income. So when it comes to making money, give no small money chance. Give no small money chance. And ask yourself, what you see. I believe strongly that when you say God is wise, it's an understatement. God is wisdom. I believe that in God's wisdom, He has given every human being something you can use to make some extra income.
That's true.
It may be your beauty, it may be your ability to talk, your ability to run, your ability to smile,
to give solutions to problems,
to joke. Some people can joke. It's a gift that God has given to you. So everybody has something they can use to make some money.
Wow. Now, we've talked about habits or mindsets we need to adjust or change in order to be financially independent or gain financial freedom. We've also talked about the first step in taking control of your finances. We've spoken about basically clearing debt or managing debts. It comes with sacrifice, comes with knowing your financial status and building a goal to work towards. Now, one thing I want to find out, okay?
You'll continue, but we've also talked about young people not being in competition with anybody.
Exactly. Living for them.
Living for yourself. You see, your salary must dictate what you eat, not your appetite. Don't be in competition with anybody. There is a salary level you can do the Kempinski and Movenpick and Labadi, and you won't even feel it. There is also a salary level where you do the Gobe with enough gari in the morning, or you do cocoa in the morning. So don't be in competition with anybody. Find your level. Your time will come.
The earlier you wake up to the truth, the better for you.
Your time will come.
And one thing I think logically comes to mind when you hear things like this is that automatically, I mean, all other things being equal, if your taste grows, make sure your source where you're able to satisfy your taste also grows.
You are able to find the taste. If you can't find the taste, kill that taste.
And so if it's not enough, add on.
Yeah.
If it's one sauce, like he mentioned, add on.
Yeah.
If it's 2 and a 2 is not enough, add on. Just explore. And then I think the first answer you gave answers every question I want to ask. Because if you do a self-assessment, you definitely know where you are.
Yeah.
You might think beyond what you can do now, what you're doing now, to go into what you can do with your time you have. Okay, I have 4 hours out of the day free.
Yeah.
Okay, while I work at this and I finish, instead of going to sit at the beach to look at the sea, I can use that money too. That time to make some money.
What else can I do?
What else can I do? Now you start asking questions. Now, when you grow beyond that point where you find out that extra income, that's what I want to ask. How are some of the smartest ways? I think you mentioned investment. Very, very important. But what are some of the smartest ways of making the money you've made grow for you? How do you grow money? Because I know making money is one important thing. Keeping money is important. Making the money grow or work for you is very, very important. That's what I want to find out before we talk about the books.
Okay. Shout out to Gifty Mingel. She's listening. She's sending messages.
Nuggets, right?
Yeah.
Let's read some. Let's join in with her conversation.
Yeah, Gifty, we want to bring you in. So please. But what else? Your question was, how do you grow the money? Smartest way to grow money. There is no one solution that fits everybody.
Perfect.
So it's important to state that what works for one person may not necessarily work for another person. Somebody will get into transport, will do Uber, and they can grow their money out of that. I know young people who are getting into farming at the moment, into agriculture. People are doing poultry, people are doing piggery on the side, and they are making money. But I think one of them that everybody can do is investing in paper assets.
Okay.
Investing in paper assets where you invest in financial asset. We call it paper asset because when you invest in there, the only thing you have as evidence is a paper. It's either a receipt or a deposit slip or a certificate. So it's only the paper you have. So you can call it financial asset or paper asset. But the money grows for you quietly. If you don't tell anybody, nobody even knows. Like this teacher who is still teaching.
And still earning so much on the side.
And still earning so much on the side. So one of the smartest ways to grow your money is through paper assets. Like the treasury bills, like the mutual funds, like the unit trust. And I'm happy to say that, EDC, we have about 8 of them. Of course, domestic debt exchange came and haircut affected 2 of our products, but we have several products that are doing very well without any haircut. So it's one of the smartest way to grow your money. And the thing I love about things like the mutual fund, like the EDC fixed income fund or money market or balance fund or whatever, the thing I love about them is the fact that you don't need much to start. Some of our product, you can start with 20 Ghana cedis, 50 Ghana cedis, 100 Ghana cedis, and you can add up anytime. You can use mobile. You can momo anytime. Charlie, you have some 50 CD lose money, 100 CD lose money. You push them. You just use short code and then you push it and your money is working for you. So you can do all other things, but I will recommend that paper asset is one place we all need to pay attention to. Of course, that is what I do. I love it. And I have lost count of the number of people whose life has been transformed through paper asset. But when you are doing paper asset, let me also state that there's always a relationship between risk and returns. Where the returns is extremely high, the risk could potentially be high. You cannot completely avoid risk, but you can minimize risk. You can manage the possibility of the risk crystallizing. So we want you to grow your money, but don't be greedy. You don't grow money overnight.
Very important,
don't be greedy. You
don't
got
fall
to build
for
up
huge returns.
You got to build up little by little over time, and you can build up something very decent into the future. Maybe before you go into the book launch, you see, let me put the money working. Let me use a story to explain it. And I'm sure people love stories. They don't forget stories. I want our listeners and those watching us to imagine a village with poor farmers. Poor farmers in a village. And then a visitor comes to town, identifies a poor farmer, and give this poor farmer a goose. And he says, take care of this goose. It will change your life. The next morning, the goose had laid an egg. And the egg looked like pure gold. So he goes to check, and it's indeed pure gold. What do you want to do with the egg? And then he sold the egg. And I want you to imagine the value of gold, the size of an egg.
Yeah.
The next day, there is another golden egg. The next 6 months, there was a golden egg every day. So now, this poor man who got this goose as a gift is wealthy. Until one day, something happened that we all need to avoid. It is called greed. One day, he calls his children and says, look, I have a problem with this goose. What is the problem? It can lay several eggs, but it is laying only one egg per day. Bring a knife and let's kill it. And let's take out all the eggs today. So they brought a sharp knife, they killed it, they opened it up, and guess what they found? There was nothing in there. Because they killed it, the next day there was no golden egg. The following day, no golden egg. Within 6 months, this guy has started selling his cars, started selling the things he had. Within a short time, he's a poor man again. Until one day, he's walking in town, and then he meets Boss Timothy. And Timothy says, look, I've been looking for you. I bought one of those golden eggs from you, and I heard you had a goose that was laying the eggs. So I added that egg to ordinary eggs that my hen had laid, just to see what will happen. And when it hatched into a beautiful chicken.
Wow.
With golden wings. And
that means that can also produce more.
Yes. And Timothy said that I kept my eyes on that beautiful chicken with golden wings. Within 3 months, it also started laying golden eggs. That's just more. Like yours. But unlike you used to sell your golden eggs. Unlike you, I wasn't selling the golden eggs. I kept hatching the golden eggs. So today I have 30,000 of those birds that lays 30,000 golden eggs a day. Why do I share this story to our young people? I'm sharing this story because the golden egg represents money. The goose that lays a golden egg is a money machine.
Yeah.
It's the paper assets. It's that business you need to set up. It's the money machine that can create more money for you. So don't focus too much on the money. You need to ask yourself, what is it that I can create that can create money? Because if you have that thing that can create money, money is going to be automatic. If you have luxuries without that machine that can create money, it becomes a burden and not a blessing.
Beautiful. Very, very clear and concise. The fact that you need to even sustain where the money comes from and figure out ways to expand beyond the very obvious, because the average person would see what he saw. He realized, okay, since there's one that comes out each day, there are chances that there'll be more.
Tomorrow too, it will happen.
Exactly.
But life doesn't happen that way.
So the other person picked one out of what he had sold and found ways to multiply it. And today he was earning 30,000 more than what the original guy had. And guess what? This guy even lost the source because he decided to go greedy.
Yeah.
And so that's where you draw the line. You need to really check what you're even going to invest into. Okay? You might make it, but once it grows, check. Don't be too greedy.
Yeah.
Don't hear that there's the small investment in some corner and then it's going to give you 55% returns every month.
Yeah.
And so you decide, okay, that's the interest I want. Yeah. There might be more to it.
Yeah, you might
end up losing your capital. Yeah. So there are lots of things. I mean, he's really rounded it all up in parables, but I believe we're all wise people listening, as we're going to go further. I wouldn't want to engage him further on questions regarding these things because the man has sat down for years, put together 5 books, and is putting all of them out this weekend. Now, it's the quintuple book launch. That's 5 books together by Paul and Linda Mante. And before we started the interview, he mentioned that Madame Linda did one by herself, and the rest, I think they were supported, in the process. But how do you write 5 books in 5 years? How do you do it? These are very important. The topics are very, very important. There's one on, multiple streams of income, the ideas, things we talked about, retirement planning for the future, multiple streams of income. So there's the ideas and the real work itself. how to own your first house. These are realistic things.
Yeah.
And there's one which is very, very important. A lot of us can relate to: marriage and finance.
Yeah.
How did you put all these together? What inspired you to write all these books?
Life is about giving back. It's about making lives of other people better. It's as simple as that. Any life that does not make other lives better is not worth living. We are here to, we are serving God, but the way you even serve God is to serve humanity, is to serve other people. You know, so I took up this job with UNDP the year 2002. It was a financial literacy program in 10 secondary schools. So I was working with young people for a number of years. Then I realized that the issue of financial illiteracy, it's a big issue, because there are people who are educated but who are financially illiterate. So I have been passionate about financial literacy right from that time till now. And one way to do it is through writing, because you see, I do a number of speaking engagements, and people will ask for your script, you will give to them, but these are PowerPoint, and people will keep calling you. I don't understand this point. Can you explain it?
To go over it.
You have to go over it. So look, let's put a book together. The first book I wrote was in 2005, but honestly, I didn't believe that anybody will believe in me at that time. So I put it somewhere in 2005. I never published it until 2011. I'm speaking to my country head at that time. It's called Mike Kobler. And then I said, oh, Mike, there was a point I was working on the book. So is that the case? Can you send it to me? I want to read. I sent it to him. He read it overnight and came back the next morning and said, if you don't publish this book before the end of this year, you are not getting a salary increment, you are not getting a bonus.
Your bonus is not coming.
And all that. So because of that, I had to publish that
New
book.
KPI.
So the book goes out, and then within a week, a gentleman comes and says, I want 30 copies. I said, what are you going to do with 30 copies? And he says, this is the most important book I've read in my life. And I'm going
what was
to
it
give,
about?
It was on Master Your Personal Finance. A starter's guide to becoming rich.
And it was a starter.
2011. He said, I'm going to give a copy to anybody who matters to me, because this has changed. And that gentleman who bought the 30 copies is still doing well. He's still a friend. I mean, he made his first 1 million operation, 1 million, and came to me that, Charlie, now I hit the 1 million. I said, next? Take off the CDs and put $1 there. So let our new target be $1 million. He's crossed the $1 million as well. Okay, so out of this first book, so many lives were blessed, and I was blown away that so I carry so much within me and I didn't know. So after that, I did 3 other books that I launched in 2017. And after that, I started working on new books. Then COVID came in, and then domestic debt exchange, and the financial crisis and all that. So I kind of put the books away. So these are books I've written over years. But the motivation is that people will be blessed. It's as simple as that. And once you have books, somebody can walk to Legon Bookshop, walk to wherever bookshop, pick your book. They must not know you to be blessed. And I've had people who have called me from all over the world, from Italy, Germany, France. Somebody gave your book to me. I couldn't sleep. I've read it throughout the night. I called the person that I needed your number. I just want to thank you for this material. You know, so that has been the motivation, but it's not something that was done overnight. I've spent years working on this. Anytime I'm traveling on the flight, everybody's asleep, I'm typing.
You're still putting down words.
Yes, I'm typing. There's no disturbance, and a lot of ideas come, and as the ideas are coming, I'm typing whilst other people are sleeping. So it's not something that has been done overnight with few years. And when you look at the title of the books, these are books to solve specific life issues. So we talk about how to own your first house, and this is for young people on how you can own your first house. And you know what I did in that book? I got about 5 or 6 young people to share their stories. One of them finished. Yes, one of them finished his first house, I think, at 29. Another one 31. Another one 32. And they have shared practically how they did it to solve the problem of housing to our young people. Another book is the book on retirement planning, how people can have decent old age. I mean, the last time I checked, the population above 60 years in Ghana are about 2 million or a little over 2 million. Those who get monthly pension from SNIT are less than 300,000. You have about 1.7 million or a bit more who are not on any monthly pension. How do we help these people plan their future, or other people who are less than 60 but who are not in the formal sector? How do we help them plan their future? Those in the formal sector, how do we help them build something beyond SNIT? You know, so the retirement planning, for me, it's the most important book to me. And then we have a book on, I have a book on practical guide to multiple streams of income. We've talked about multiple streams of income and the importance of multiple streams of income. And then one is on 80 multiple streams of income ideas. So specific. So it's just a book dedicated to 80 ideas. Idea number one, idea number two, with details on how to execute on each of the ideas. And the last one you are in love with is marriage and finance. Marriage and finance, because money is one of the biggest problems, one of the biggest challenge a number of couples go through. I mean, money will give you the ability to do more things in your marriage. Money, a bit more money, could make the marriage better.
It makes it flourish.
It makes it flourish. Somebody said, even romance. Somebody said, even romance without money is equal to annoyance.
Yes, please. I agree. I second. I agree. And I know there are very many young people listening. Because you see, Mr. Paul, let's face reality. Okay?
Let's be practical. Yeah.
DNF Friday you will feel Yaninka. Oh, let's go somewhere and eat. Let's eat something nice. Let's go and let's buy new gifts. You know, let's buy gifts for each other. Sikano, when there's financial stability in a marriage, BBIF, you know,
me, I'm a church person, but I'm also practical. One of the boring marriages are marriages of Christians. When you observe a number of Christians, the whole marital life is like a triangle. It's church, work, home. 5 years, church, work, home. 15 years, church, work, home. 30 years, they go on retirement straight line, church, home, church. There's no blowing time. There's no chilling. And then we react. You're balancing. You know, there are people who have been married for 15 years. They've never eaten out. The banku. What is this? You see, the pledge to marry is not a pledge to suffer. Marriage comes with challenges. There is no marriage that is perfect. There is no marriage because human beings are not perfect. But you can still enjoy the imperfection in your marriage. It's your dog kakra, sika kakra.
And the beauty, I want to add, there's the beauty behind this is, I mean, I've been married for just 5 years. All these ideas we talk about, all these things we share, you know, Mr. Paul speaks to people, individuals. But you know, when you look at the institution of marriage, it's basically two different people with two different capabilities coming together. So the force is even stronger. And so you have the power as a couple to do better than individuals.
Exactly, that is what the book addresses. The power of two. Because people are not taking advantage of that power. People are married, but they are still living single in their finances. You know, so people are not working together. There is no synergy. When you come to marriage, 1 + 1 is not equal to 2. It's equal to 5. When they more. When you come together as husband and wife, and we decide that, I've seen situations where married people are living in a rented house. They are paying rent. The wife is building. The husband is also building. Meanwhile, if they had combined resources, they would have completed early and stop paying the rent. So the book also addresses the issue of working together. The book talks a lot about it's marriage and finance, about how to manage your finances, but it also talks a lot about how to enjoy your marriage. You make money and chop some. You and your wife enjoy life.
Only time, kakra. You know what? I think when we go too deep, we might just give all the information out. But these books are coming out this weekend, okay? And since Mr. Paul is here, I'd like him to give us details on where it's coming out, prices of the books, if permitted, how much they're going to sell for, Also, are there digital versions? My listeners are asking if they'd be able to get it online as well. When are we launching? Where are we launching? What's the time? Let's put all the details out there.
Yeah, so we are launching coming Sunday, 3rd of August, 2 p.m. sharp at the Pentecost International Worship Center, Kokomlemle. It's within the ATTC compound, opposite Challenge Bookshop. We are doing PIWC 2 p.m. sharp. But I mean, a number of young people will be coming, so we do the red carpet a bit earlier. Yes. So we do the red carpet. Will be available. Those who want to take pictures and the paparazzis and the interviews and all that. That will all happen at 2 p.m. We get into the auditorium. We are believing that within 2 hours we can quickly have finished with the book launch. So we are inviting as many as can show up on the Sunday. This very Sunday, 2 p.m. at Kokomlemle PIWC within the ATTC compound. If you came earlier, we can have some interactions before the 2 p.m. because we'll be available before 1 p.m. to do the pictures and the interviews and all that. The cost of the book will come out after the lunch.
Perfect.
Yes, but those who may, I mean, we've had a number of people, especially those outside Accra, who have pre-ordered. If you want to pre-order, you can call Dorcas on 0243 244 463. If you want to pre-order, you can call Dorcas or send a WhatsApp to Dorcas on 0243 244 463. You can send a WhatsApp, you can call her, you can pre-order. After Sunday, we'll deliver to you. But before Sunday, we want to encourage as many as can show up. Come and let's launch this together. Yeah,
I love this. Thank you so much, Mr. Paul Kofi Mante. He's a financial advisor. He's one of the few men I really follow and respect. I hold in high esteem.
Oh, thank you,
this man, because I mean he's doing the Lord's job. The job is for everyone. Yeah. He's making sure he gives financial freedom. Liberating people, liberating homes and individuals through financial, freedom, and it's something we constantly pray for. We pray that God protects your life and keeps you alive for us.
Amen.
We need you alive.
Amen.
We need you alive. We need you around, and of course, YFM will definitely be doing some more. I think in the past we had some projects on, finance, money markets, all that. In this year, new era, and also so we'll put conversations with Mr. Paul after this. Probably after the lunch. He's busy now, so that we can bring these things back because the feedback we're getting here is massive. People want to hear you more. We need more of these things happening.
So
wish you the very best.
After the lunch, we can pick the books one by one and drill down. We do education on each of the subject matters of the book.
Perfect. We'll do that. We'll spread across the show so that all the various listeners for the different belts can also listen. But thank you so much for coming to us this morning.
Thank you
we
so much.
We do appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And we'll see you on Sunday.
Sure.
Final words, anything else you'd like to add before we go? You want to say thank you to anybody?
Oh, definitely. I mean, all the thanks would go to God first of all. But I want to thank Linda, my wife. You said you've done 5 years. We are in the 22nd year.
Sharp.
Yes. And she's been so helpful and so supportive. So I want to thank Linda, and I want to thank all those who have contributed, especially in making this book a success. And to the team who are helping with this book launch, I have a solid and committed team who are helping to make this a reality. I want to thank all of them.
Perfect. Thank you so much.